All right, here we go. So this is going to be the weekend forecast of the astrology. So pretty much what does that mean? I'm just talking about the collective as a whole and what the major aspects of the astrology is and kind of like what we're feeling now entering into the weekend and what we're going to be feeling as a collective with the astrology as we go into as we progress through the weekend. This is just going to be a collective. It's going to be a collective reading too, but it's also going to be, I'm also going to be talking about the astrology and what's going on, how it's going to be affecting pretty much everybody on a collective level. It's slightly different for each zodiac sign because of the houses and where the planets are in your houses. So it's affecting everybody in a different way, but there's still the same sense of energy that everybody is sensing and feeling. So let's go ahead and start with today. So it's actually not that bad. So like entering into the week, entering into the weekend today, it's kind of like I kind of get this feeling of like so if we talk about it, let's just look at it. So like we have the sun squaring Jupiter. So with the sun squaring Jupiter, it's giving us all this expansive like energy of like wanting to express and like go out there and like get whatever it is that we want to get. But then you got the sun squaring Pluto, which is like making us realize like, hey, if you want these things, like this is gonna have to change, this is gonna have to change, like these issues or whatever that you haven't been taken care of, or like these like the real truth of like what it is that you want is gonna have to come out. So like a lot of things are coming to the surface. You have not only that with the sun squaring Pluto, you got Pluto conjuncting Jupiter. So it's like there's this dynamic aspect with those two of like bringing that transformation that we all need. Like if there's stuff or issues that we need to like clean up and like get and like transform with Pluto, because Pluto rules transformation. It's like telling us to go ahead and like, hey, like work with the energy of the sun squaring Pluto, because that's a hard aspect. And if you can figure out the truth, if you can state your truth, if you can transform what it is that you know you need to transform, like what you know you need to look at, then boom, it can happen. You just have to work with it because it's squaring Pluto. So you just have to know that. But with Pluto conjuncting Jupiter, that's an easier flow of an easier aspect. So it's like it's given us this go ahead to go ahead and transform. And then not only that, it's like telling us that we can actually making us like realize that we can have breakthroughs. It's just like you're just gonna have to have a sense of responsibility. And speaking of responsibility, tomorrow you're gonna probably start to really feel it. But tomorrow the sun's gonna square Saturn, so it's like wherever Saturn is in your house. I don't know what sign you are. If you're curious about that, leave a comment down below, and I can explain more of that to you, so that way you kind of know like how is this gonna be affecting me in like which part of my area, or what area of my life. Leave a comment down below and I'll go ahead and do that. But it's like also too like I was saying, when the sun's gonna square Saturn, it's kind of squaring it, but it's at a lesser degree. So like when it hits 3 degrees is when you're gonna kind of really start to feel it. It's kind of like there's almost like this sort of responsibility that people are. I know me for sure. Like today, I was like, man, if I really want to get things done, then I really have to put in the work, and that's what it's doing. The sun is shining all this vitality, this creativity onto Saturn. Saturn rules like structure, routine, like how to get things done, achievement. So it's like if you want to do this, Saturn's like restricting it to the point where it's like, hey, you can definitely create what you want to create, you can do what you want to do, but there's a more so of a sense of responsibility around it. So if you have to put in the actual work to get what it is that you want. So it's like bringing up this part, wherever it is in your chart, of like having more of a sense of responsibility. And sometimes it can be harsh to like really show you like it's not what you think it is. You got to put in the work. So that's what the sun's squaring Saturn. All right, let's talk about Mercury. So tomorrow, let's just start it off in the week, or starting off now until the weekend. You got Mercury sextiling Venus at 1 degree. So Mercury's gonna sextile Venus at 1 degree. So it's like basically communication, right? Because Mercury rules communication. So Mercury sextiling Venus. Venus rules beauty, love, relationships. So it's like when it comes to our relationships and the people in our life and the people that we care about, it's like we want to be able to communicate. There's like this sense of communication that can kind of be direct, but it's more so of in a way of caring. It's like this is like what I am trying to communicate. And the twist with this is Mercury is sextiling Mars too. So it's like even giving it more of a voice with it sextiling Mars, because Mars is all about, desire, achievement, passion, like, you know, like it pretty much rules drive in a way. So it's like it's really like when it comes to our communication, like what we really want, what we value in our relationships, and just the people in our life in general. It's like giving it more of a voice. So if we really have some truths that we need to speak with the sun squaring Jupiter and the sun squaring Pluto, of like deeper truths and wanting to transform and stating what it is that you want, it's Mercury's giving it a voice with Mars being there and Venus in a way of elegance towards not so harsh, but more so of like putting things in a different perspective, because Venus is trining Mars at the same time. So what that means is Venus is giving an easy aspect with Mars to be able to really put it in a more loving way, caring way of perspective, rather than just like straight bold intensity of like, you know what I mean? Not rude, but harsh, but it's more so of giving it like the aurora of what we're trying to say, like showing that and not the actual thing. It's still the truth. It's just more, it's in a lighter way of putting things. So that's what's going to be going on the 17th. Hopefully you guys are following along. You're probably like, what? But yeah, so then not only that, that's what's going to be happening on the 17th, so today. So you'll probably start to feel that. And then as we go into the 18th, you'll start to really feel like that sense of responsibility and like wanting to like create. I feel like there's more so that's like this wanting to create, because Jupiter's in Capricorn and the sun is in Aries. So it's like this bold forwardness with the sun in Aries, and it's squaring Jupiter, and Jupiter is in Capricorn, which rules work. It's in its fall position, but it's like kind of like it wants to, I feel like people are kind of getting this sense of like expansion in their work and wanting to work on things. But I feel like with Jupiter being in its fall, there's only so many things that you have to work with. So you're just really taking advantage of that. And then you got the sun squaring Saturn, which is giving it more of like, hey, like there needs to be some structure here, some responsibility if you really want to achieve what you want to achieve. I just ate, so I'm burping. But yeah, and then, so that's pretty much throughout the weekend what you're going to feel, especially on the 18th, and the sun's going to be squaring Jupiter at 3 degrees, and then it's going to be squaring it at 2 degrees on Sunday. But also what's going away on Sunday is the sun squaring Jupiter. So it's given us this push in the week with the sun squaring Jupiter, like I said, of this exciting, like wanting to expand and like this over enjoyment. But I feel like as a collective, you should probably take advantage of it now, because it's going to start to fade off that square off. It's going to get to a lesser degree to where we're not going to feel it as much, especially on the 19th. And it's more so going to be like, all right, we know what to do now. Now the sun's squaring Saturn. Now let's create that structure after we've already pretty much found what it is that we really want to go after and attack. So yeah, that's what I am getting with the collective for the week, for the weekend. All right, so y'all ready? We're going to be doing a collective read. So here we go. This is actually my first time doing a collective read, so let's figure this out. I feel like it'll be pretty simple, but I'm going to shuffle these cards and then we'll start. We're going to look at what the universe is trying to pinpoint to all of us. What's the challenge? And then we'll take a look at the advice. So here we go. Let me shuffle these. I am doing reversals, so that way we can get a more clearer message. So here we go. We'll do a 3-card spread, and we'll do clarifiers as well. So here we go. All right, what is the universe trying to pinpoint? You got the 5 of Pentacles. So I think it's trying to show us like the 5 of Pentacles rules pretty much kind of like feeling like, woe is me. You know what I mean? It's like that type of energy of like, woe is me. Like if you take a look, it's like they're left out in the cold, but they don't realize there's a church behind them. So there's help. It's just, but you're just not realizing it. And I think what that's trying to say to us is maybe like there's more than you realize. You know, there's more help out there than you realize. I mean, if you take a look at the sun squaring Pluto conjuncting with Jupiter, it's almost in a way like making us realize like, hey, there is resources available. And I feel like what it's trying to pinpoint to when the sun squaring Jupiter is like, Like, it's given us that light of like, yeah, there's only so many things to work with. You know, the Five of Pentacles only has so much resources. That's why they feel left out in the cold. It's like, yeah, there's only so much things to work with, but there is help and there is a door to go through. This is kind of Capricorn energy, just, you know, with the Pentacles too. So, and Jupiter's in Capricorn. So, and then when Jupiter's in Capricorn, it's at its fall position, so it doesn't have many elements to work with. You can look it up. It doesn't have many elements to work with. So that's why I'm feeling like this Five of Pentacles is more so saying like, you do have stuff to work with and it's trying to expand the light there. All right, let's take a look at our challenge. Let's see. Got the Judgment reverse. This is Pluto energy. So this is actually, this card is the Pluto ruled. So it's funny that's popping out. But the Judgment reverse talks about almost, it's pretty much rebirth, right? It's like the Judgment card rules rebirth. It rules like when it's upright. So it rules like, you know, transformation and rebirth. It's like coming clean, you know, being open and like removing all the toxic shit and just coming clean and starting clean. That's what Jupiter does. It transforms and it starts clean. Or not Jupiter, Pluto. That's what Pluto does. It transforms and breaks down. And this is the Pluto card. So it's like I said, I kind of knew some of these cards would come out, just like working with the energies, but it's like Pluto's here, and like Pluto, like I said, just conjuncting Jupiter, and it's making us, you know, really start to look at, you know, like what are the deeper truths when it's squaring the sun as well, with Pluto squaring the sun, like what's the truth that we really want in our life? Like, what is it that we want to transform and start new with? Like, what is it? Because it's trying to shed that message across. And then also too, like I said, with Jupiter conjuncting Pluto, I want to try to break this down, make as much sense as possible. I know it can be a little confusing, but with the conjuncting Pluto, with Pluto conjuncting Jupiter, it's like, it's giving this expansive energy of like, hey, like if you take control with the sun squaring Pluto and like you work with the energies, that could be a massive transformation. I think what this is saying with it being reversed is like, you know, like it's telling us to really step forth into like our transformation because it's here and it's reversed. So that's the advice. It's saying, it's pointing out that there's something that's being avoided. So like the deeper truths of like what you want and what you want to go after. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the tarot's advice is saying. What is the tarot's advice? What's going on? And then I'm going to clarify the cards. Here we go. The Ace of Swords, like I said, telling the truth. It's starting, like taking action, bold action, and speaking the truth. Like the Ace of Swords rules direct communication that is truthful. So it's speaking your truth, it's owning your truth, and it's stepping into that transformation that you know you have, and you know that's available. Like it's hard to see. There's only so many options with Jupiter being in, you know, Capricorn with Pluto. Pluto's in Capricorn too. I just totally forgot about that. So it's like there's not many. It's restricting, it's taking away those options because Jupiter's at its fall position in Capricorn. So it's taking away those options, but it's also pushing us forward into what's really important. Even though it's taking away the other options, it's leaving the options that are the most important to us. And that's, you know, it's kind of hard because as a collective, we're used to like all these options, and you can feel it in the world. Like, look what's going on. You can't really do much in the world right now. And, you know, with this transit of Jupiter being in Capricorn and Pluto being in Capricorn, it's like, it's no wonder why we feel so restricted. It's like, you know, like it's taking away some options. And obviously, like what's going on in the world, you know, like that's uncontrollable. Take a look at what the planets and what it means. It's like, you know, like when it comes to every aspect, you know, like we're restricted now. And it's because Jupiter's in Capricorn and then Pluto's in Capricorn, and it's trying to bring us this transformation that we all need to step into of what's the most important. It's taking away all the options that don't really matter, and truths are starting to come out, and the real options are here for us to step into. It's just scary because it's like, is this the right decision? I'm so used to having so many options, and now we don't with that Five of Pentacles. But you have options. There's, like I said, these people outside the church not realizing behind them, like there's a church, there's something there, there's resources in the building. They just are not there yet. So let's go ahead and clarify. Why did we pull the Five of Pentacles? I actually enjoy this collective kind of reading. Yeah, look, it's to clarify the Five of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Cups. So it's like, what it's trying to pinpoint. I think it's trying to show us like the stuff that we're trying to walk away from. It's like, it's hard to do so, like, because there's not many options out there. It's scary of like what direction we want to take as a collective. And it's like, well, what is it, you know, like, that's important. This weekend, I think it's really trying to show us like, what is it that you keep or not walking away from? Because if this is upright, it means like walking away from things that no longer serve you, abandoning plans that no longer serve you. But it's reversed, so it's like it's trying to pinpoint, you know, like, do we just keep going back to things or keep doing the same old things because it's like we're used to, like, we're too scared to move forward, you know? But I also get the sense too that with this energy of the sun squaring Jupiter, it's like making us actually start to realize, and that's why with this Five of Pentacles is like, I think, you know, as a collective we want to take action. It's just like the whole time it's like, oh fuck, I don't know how this is gonna go, because it's like you feel like you're only so limited with your options, but there's options in the back. There's help, like. So let's clarify the Judgment card reversed. What's going on? The Judgment reversed. Why is the Judgment reversed here? All right, this card definitely wants to come out. What is it? Yeah, look, that is fucking crazy. The Death card. This is another Scorpio Pluto card. It's a Scorpio energy Pluto. Like, I'm telling you, like, there's something that we're avoiding ending, right? Because it's reversed. So that's the challenge. It's like it's reversed. Upright talks about ending, you know, it's fated changes, fated endings, like things that you know you need to change and transform that no longer are bringing you like that happiness. Is like things that are dead inside that need to come out and be transformed. And it's like you got the Judgment reverse and the Death card reverse. It's like I feel like the challenge is to step forward into transformation, to step forward into the light and starting clean and starting fresh, and you know, like whatever goals you have, like just like letting go of the other things that no longer serve you. I think it's trying to push us in this role of like, if you really take a look at it, the sun's in Aries and it's squaring Pluto. So it's like Aries squaring Pluto and Capricorn. It's like shining light onto what's really important. Like it's narrowing down and restricting things to what's really important and what needs to transform. Let's look at the Ace of Swords for the Tarot's advice. Let's clarify that. You got the Three of Swords reversed. It's speaking your truth. It's not, I feel like it's not holding back. It's speaking your truth, and also like it's healing too. Like Scorpio energy is about healing. It's about the truth. It's about getting over like pain or past heartache. You know, Three of Swords reverse talks about letting go of past heartache, letting go of that heartache, letting go of sadness. And it's trying to make us step into this role of like speaking our truth, especially with Mercury and Venus and Mars trining each other. Or Mercury sextiling Venus and then Mercury sextiling Mars, creating a trine with Venus. So it's like, when it comes to our relationships, there's definitely something to be said about speaking the truth, stepping into a new role, a new transformation, coming clean and healing and walking away from things that no longer serve you. Even if you don't think there's options out there, there is options. It's just the Jupiter Capricorn thing is making it seem like, I don't know if I can trust these things, or, you know, with the whole Five of Pentacles. So yeah, I think just overall in general, like you have the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This is Jupiter too. Sagittarius energy, this is expansion. So it's like, what is it that we really need to now really step forward into and express and come forward into? That's what I'm getting like for the weekend. It's more so of like speaking your truth and stepping into a role of going after what you really want, especially with the sun squaring Jupiter. It's giving you this excitement, but there's also a need for like, hey, if you want this, it's showing you like, this has got to change, this has got to change. And then the sun squaring Saturn. So it's like saying like, there needs to be structure here. I know you thought it was going to be easy, but it's not. You know, there needs to be some type of structure and a new beginning, and not feel like your resources are so limited. They are, but it's not in a bad way. It's pushing you in the best direction that it can possibly push you in. So yeah, that's what I get for the collective read. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But I've kind of already felt this. It's weird that you get the Pluto cards coming out, like rebirth, transformation, the Ace of Swords, speaking your truth, the Five of Pentacles with the whole Capricorn Jupiter thing. It's like there's a need to really examine what it is that needs to be transformed and speak your truth, regardless of whatever you're feeling. Like if you're feeling like you're limited or like things aren't going to work out, the Five of Pentacles, that's like that woe is me energy. It's like there's a need to really step into that role of transformation and taking control. So yeah, that's what I got for the collective reading. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, leave a like. Also subscribe, hit the notification bell too, because I'm also doing, I don't know if you're a new person watching this video, I do tarot readings, especially for all the signs. I take a deep look at what's going on for you. I do monthly reads, mid-month, and sometimes I'm starting to do the weeklies again. I'm trying to think about that more, but yeah, but I'll do dailies as well. So, and I'm gonna start doing more astrology talk. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye y'all.